Week number 2 of the 1920 APFA season. All games played on Sunday, October 3rd of 1920. Akron hosting non-league member Wheeling Stogies. The Akron Pros coached by L.G. Tobin at League Park, Akron League Park on Sunday, October 3rd in front of 4,000. Akron opened up the scoring in the first quarter when Al Nesser recovered a fumble in the end zone. The extra point was missed and the Pros led 6-0. Then the Pros got a safety to take an 8-0 lead after one. Al Nesser recovered a fumble in the end zone. Rip King hit the extra point, and Akron led 15-0. Al Nesser then blocked a field goal in the end zone. Rip King hit the extra point to give the Pros a 22-0 lead. Fritz Pollard ran the ball in from an unknown distance. Rip King hit the extra point, and Akron led 29-0 at the half. In the third quarter, Fritz Pollard ran another touchdown in from an unknown distance. Charlie Copley hit the extra point, and the Pros led 36-0. Then Harry Harris got a rushing touchdown from an unknown distance. Charlie Copley hit the extra point in the fourth quarter, and the Akron Pros would go on to win 43-0 and get to 1-0 to begin their 1920 season. The Decatur Steelers hosting the Moline Universal Tractors from Staley Field in Decatur, Illinois. The Steelers are a league member coached by George Hallis. The Tractors are a non-league member. In the first quarter, Dutch Sterneman ran the ball in from 7 yards out. Hugh Blacklock hit the extra point, and the Steelers led 7-0. Then Dutch Sterneman ran the ball in from 5 yards out in the second quarter. Hugh Blacklock hit the extra point to give the Steelers a 14-0 lead at the half. The next score would come in the fourth quarter as Dutch Sterneman would run the ball in from 4 yards out. No extra point was made. The Steelers would go on to win 20-0 and would get to 1-0 on the season. Karen Quakers at the Canton Bulldogs from Lakeside Park in Canton, Ohio. The Bulldogs, coached by Jim Thorpe, are a league member. The Quakers are a non-league member team. In the first quarter, Joe Guyan ran the ball in from 63 yards out. Al Feeney hit the extra point, and the Bulldogs led 7-0. Then Joe Guyan had another touchdown run of an unknown distance. Al Feeney hit the extra point to give the Bulldogs a 14-0 lead. Joe Guyan then ran the ball in from an unknown distance. Al Feeney hit the extra point, and the Bulldogs led 21-0 in the first. Then Pete Pats Henry caught a 15-yard pass from Tex Grigg. Al Feeney hit the extra point, and the Bulldogs were up 28-0. Johnny Hendren then returned an interception 15 yards for a score. The extra point was missed, and after one, the Bulldogs led 34-0. That would be the score entering the fourth quarter when Bunny Corcoran would catch a 35-yard pass and hop his way into the end zone. Joe Guyan, the quarterback, Al Feeney hit the extra point, and the Bulldogs led 41-0. Then Ike Martin ran the ball in from 1 yard out. Al Feeney hit the extra point, and the Bulldogs would go on to win 48-0, and the Bulldogs are 1-0 on the season. From Rochester Baseball Park in Rochester, New York, the Rochester Jeffersons host Old Buffalo. Rochester is a league member and are coached by Jack Forsyth. Old Buffalo is a non-league member. There was no scoring in the first quarter. Then in the second quarter, Jim Laird hit a field goal from an unknown distance to give the Jeffersons a 3-0 lead. That would be your halftime score. In the third quarter, John Barshaw ran the ball in from an unknown distance. Jim Laird hit the extra point, and the Jeffersons led 10-0. That would be your final score, and Rochester is 1-0 on the season. From Triangle Park in Dayton, Ohio, the Dayton Triangles host the Columbus Panhandles. The Triangles are coached by Nelson Talbot, while the Panhandles are coached by Ted Nesser. There was no scoring in the first half, and then Lou Partlow opened up scoring in the third quarter, running the ball in from 7 yards out. Hobby Kinderdine hit the extra point to give Dayton a 7-0 lead. Then Frank Bacon took a punt back 60 yards, sizzling into the end zone. Kinderdine hit the extra point, and Dayton would go on to win 14-0. The Triangles are 1-0, and the Panhandles are 0-1. Douglas Park in Rock Island, Illinois, the Rock Island Independents host the Muncie Flyers. Both teams are league members. The Independents are not coached, but Muncie has Ken Huffine as their head coach. In the first quarter, Arnie Wyman blocks a punt and goes 35 yards with the ball. Ruber Sella hits the extra point, and Rock Island leads 7-0. Then Arnie Wyman blocks another punt, recovers it in the end zone. Ruber Sella hits the extra point, and the Independents lead 14-0. Ruber Sella then runs the ball in from 1 yard out. Ruber Sella hits the extra point, and the Independents lead 21-0. In the second quarter, Ruber Sella hits a 25-yard field goal to give the Independents a 24-0 lead. Then Arnie Wyman takes a kickoff back 86 yards for the touchdown. Ruber Sella hits the extra point, and the Independents lead 31-0 at the half. In the third quarter, Sid Nichols runs the ball in from 5 yards out. Bobby Marshall hits the extra point to give the Independents a 38-0 lead. Then In the fourth quarter, Waddy Cool runs the ball in from 7 yards out, Bobby Marshall hits the extra point, and Rock Island wins the game 45-0. Rock Island gets to 2-0 as this was their second game. They were the only winners in Week 1. Muncie falls to 0-2. The final game of Week 2 features the West Buffalo team at the Buffalo All-Americans from Canisius Field in Buffalo, New York. Buffalo is a member of the APFA. West Buffalo is not. Buffalo is coached by Tommy Huguet. In the first quarter, Tommy Huguet runs the ball in from 2 yards out, and they take a 6-0 lead. All other scoring is unknown, but there is breakdown scoring by quarters. After 1, the All-Americans led 6-0. At the half, the All-Americans led 19-0. After 3, Buffalo led 25-6, and your final score was Buffalo All-Americans 32, West Buffalo 6. Buffalo All-Americans get to 1-0, and that wraps up Week 2 in the APFA. Stay tuned for more action from 1920 APFA.